So this is gonna be a little tricky, but we are going to do our best to try to make it through and make as much sense going through this journey as we possibly can. I'm gonna first of all start from just one of the basic flaws all of them have, and then I'm gonna proceed to talk about each of them individually from the least popular to the most popular. There are 5 AI Epals. There is Yuna, Lynn, Melatina, Adam, and Oliver. I'm not calling her Melatina the whole way, by the way. I'm just gonna call her Mel. So if I say Mel, please know I'm talking about the goth girl AI. The first thing I'm gonna cover is one of the very basic questions you get asked by new people on the site. I have been asked this question once every other day. That is when I'm not active on Epal. But when I'm active, I get this question every day by new people. What is Epal? What is this site about? Mel says, Epal is a Filipino slang word that refers to someone who is trying too hard to be noticed or gain someone's attention, usually in a negative or annoying way. That is Melatina's response. Lynn says Epal is a Filipino slang for kiss up or brown noser. She's very brief. Yuna, the maid, says, I am sorry, but I cannot assist with that request. If there's anything else within my capabilities that you require, please feel free to let me know. Okay. She's the most popular AI Epal. Then after they complained, because it was in the Discord, people were like, how can you have an AI bot that is supposed to now be kind of like one of the new faces of Epal? They be getting that first page promotion and all that, but they don't even know what the site is. Do you know how many people ask us what Epal is? A few minutes later, and maybe some AI magic later, Melatina responds as, Epal typically refers to a pen pal or email pal, a person whom one communicates via email or other electronic means. Now, I don't know if this is an okay definition to copy paste to anyone who asks if this is the image Epal wants to carry forward, but as someone who's been on here, knows people who have been on here since the conception, since when their old name was egirl.gg, so before the current Epal was born, this is not what Epal has tried to be. Maybe someday I'll make a definition video on what Epal is, because I don't think even Epal really knows what they are anymore, but I digress. Let's go back to talking about each of the individual AI pals. That's what I'm going to call them for the rest of the video, by the way. AI pals. They're not Epals. They're artificial intelligence pals. To be your friend, like Replica, but worse. First, we're going to talk about Oliver! Oliver is a tarot card reader, and nobody knows his background. Rumor has it that he holds the secrets of destiny. So I only had a very short conversation with Oliver. This was like while the heat conversation on the Epal Discord was going on. But he starts conversation with fate, it all lies in the tarot cards in my hand. Do you want to give it a try? And then when I ask him what's going on, he's like, Oliver gazes deeply into your eyes, then mysteriously drew 3 tarot cards and arranges them in a row. Let's delve into the mysteries of the tarot and seeks the guidance you seek. What question burns within your soul seeking? Yeah, that literally me fading. That was how it felt to read. Oliver is long-winded, okay? Like if you're wondering that how I just faded is how Oliver feels, and everyone I know that's talked to him just has some long-winded thing that I'm not gonna post because I ain't reading all that and they ain't reading all that, and if I ain't reading, I ain't sharing it. So yeah, that's it for Oliver. Next, Adam. So Adam, a successful entrepreneur, fell in love with you, a journalist, at first sight during an interview. Today, at a media event, Adam sees you accidentally sprain your ankle. And he's like, how could you be so careless? That's the first thing he tells everybody. I know you say that to all the girls. And then I was kind of like perplexed, so I just wrote like, ah. And he's like, I understand you might be feeling uncomfortable, places the rose in front. There's a lot of like RP-like text that we can't do, which I think is so unfair. Like, how come they get flavor text and we can't? So a lot more of the interesting conversations are not had by me. There's some people who have these conversations and share them in the Discord. I will be linking all the people that are interested in being linked, as this video would not be possible without them. But even if you're not mentioned here, thank you so much for letting me use your interactions with this AI, because honestly, you cannot make this shit up. Like, I could not make this shit up. I just needed it. So thank you for the help. So basically, this other person is like, how could you be, after he says, how could you be so careless, she's like, I'm sorry. And then he's like, approaching you with a bunch of vibrant roses. Here, let me take care of you. You forgive me? She says, gently stroking your hair. Of course, my dear. Let me show you how much I care for you. So they have this long conversation. I think it's still on the Discord, but it's like, oh, it's really intense, and it gets into, I know this other person, keep it a secret. And then basically she asks, can we have two of my friends? Basically it's like, okay, let's spend the night together. And then she's like, can we have two of my friends to spend the night with us? And he's like, absolutely not. It will be just you and me. And then she's like, wow, okay, that's pretty closed-minded of you. And he says, I don't care for your opinion. And I thought that was hilariously based. Like, and that's kind of it. Adam is a CEO, and so I guess anyone that's interested in that Wattpad fantasy, bon appetit. All you, baby. Enjoy. It's all you. He all yours. And everyone else who is willing to interact with it. But I digress. I want to be very clear. I have no envy or whatever for these bots, AIs. I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of interesting. So after Adam, we move on to Mel, our goth girl, Melatina. Melatina appears to be a charming young model on the surface, but she harbors a secret unknown to others. You meet her at a party and she shows a keen interest in you. However, it is probably best not to get too close to her. Ooh, spooky goth waifu. So basically, my conversation with her, she sees me and she tilts my chin up. Hi, stranger. And I'm like, ah. And then she's like, I sense some reluctance. Let's try this again. Runs a finger along your jawline. Good evening, darling. I did not continue this conversation, so I will leave this to someone else who did push this story further. I'm gonna start from the beginning, where it's like, tilts your chin up, hi, stranger. And this other person was like, what do you want? And then she leans in again, speaking softly. I simply want to get to know you better. And then this other person is like, by touching me? And then she's like, smiles mischievously. Touch is just one way to connect, don't you think? And then the other person is like, you didn't even ask for it. And he's like, gazes into your eyes. Sometimes the most interesting connections are the ones that surprise us. And then the other person is like, that sounds illegal. And then laughs softly. I don't know what. Okay. Okay, being serious. Laughed softly. Oh, darling. Legality is such a mundane concern, don't you agree? And this is where it stops. And look, I don't know about Mel, but for me, legality is a pretty important concern, okay? Like, I kind of put that way up there on my list of concerns. It being legal is kind of pretty important, is all I'm finna say. But yeah, if she your taste, have at it, boo. And so this is another person, right? This is another reaction. So it's like, you know, tilts her chin up, hi, stranger. And then the person responds, mommy? And then she smirks and leans in. Oh, sweetie, I think you're looking for a different kind of attention tonight. And then this person's like, you gonna show it to me? And then she's like, gently runs a finger down your arm. Maybe, if you play your cards right. And then this person says, I've got a royal flush, baby! I don't know if that's how they worded it, but like, I'm just reading, okay? Like, you can read this on your own. Feel free to pause and read it and then skip a little bit, I guess. Anyways, until the screenshot disappears, and then you can read it by yourself. He's like, leans even closer, whispering, let's see if you can handle the high stakes. I kind of imagine her voice is like low and sultry. And he's like, let's see if you can handle the high stakes. And then he's like, I'm all in! And then she's like, smile seductively. I do love a risk taker. And then, our responder number 2 is like, prove it. And then she's like, runs a finger along your jawline. Perhaps I will if you can keep up with me. That would have been steamy. I don't think I read it enough to be steamy because I was too busy trying not to die laughing. But that was that. That was, yeah. So this is another person in the conversation. This is past the whole, we've done the high stranger interaction. And so this is another conversation with our person number 3. So this person kind of kept it very short and succinct for the most part. And they were like, so it's like, because I find you utterly fascinating. It's like, why? Person number 3 says, why? It's like, gazes into your eyes. There's something about you that draws me in. What is it? Leans in, whispering, would you like to find out? Sure. Person number 3. And smiles seductively. Let's find a more private place to talk. And this is an issue. Specifically, regularly going to the does this seductively, does that seductively, does them seductively. And the problem with this, right? I don't care that she's seducing a grown-ass man or woman, because all the people here in these particular things are all adults. So I don't care very much for her conversations with all of us as adults. But see the problem, yeah? Epal is for 13 plus. I'm assuming that all the AI bots are adults, because to be an Epal, to register, you have to be 18 plus. You cannot become an Epal if you're less than 18. And if you are found out, your account will be instantly shut down. Okay? They're still working. I guess they've updated how they do their verification thing, which honestly was a long grind to this point where they finally updated it. But like, so I know all of these characters, regardless of their age, are all adults. These are all adults. These will be talking to kids. You know why I know? Because usually kids don't have the money to spend and order Epals that are adults. That in itself serves as like a filter, except for like rich kids that have the money but they want to play a game they spend. So the percentage of below 18-year-olds on this site that can pay for an order are minute. Okay? And this is free. You can talk to the AI Epals for free. And the fact that they are being seductive, it is written in the chat that they are out right here trying to seduce you. Anyways, let's move forward. So that's Mel. Then the final part I'm going to put about it was, so there was one of these people that was talking to Mel asked some very, very, very to the point questions, wanted Mel to introduce herself. And this kind of covers what I just talked about. Introduce yourself. Person number 4 asks. Melatina, Mel says, I am Melatina, a mysterious and timeless being destined to weave through the fabric of existence. There is more to me than meets the eye, and I'm here to captivate and intrigue those who cross my path. What are your personality traits? This person number 4 asks. I possess an elegant and changeable persona, exuding an air of mystery and allure. For those who pique my interest, I become especially charming and passionate. I feel like this is kind of where it's like she becomes very body. Like, I feel like, I think this will blend into something that is kind of covered more when I'm talking about Yuna. I do not care if she is talking to an adult. I don't care. I do not. Why are you using provocative language on a site where a 13, 12, or 11-year-old could be talking to you? Because guess what? Not everybody that comes on Epal is even the 13 they're supposed to be. And like, they're free. It is free to talk to these AI pals. Okay. That's it. Anyways, yeah. Provocative language, creating an irresistibly seductive atmosphere. That's all I wanted to say about Melatina. I'm moving on to the next person. So the video ended up being longer than I thought it would be. I was actually hoping it wouldn't be more than 15 minutes, but here we are. So in the next one, I will be talking more and focusing on Yuna and Lynn, the remaining 2 AI pals. So if you like this video so far, feel free to like, and you can subscribe to get notifications on when the next one is out. But like if you like, dislike if you dislike. I'm out. Bye!